Hello, Steve White, Trickboy89 for Steve Arts89. Well, I just watched Strange New Worlds Season 2, Episode 4, Among the Lotus Eaters. Bit disappointing. I was expecting a few things from this episode because it doesn't attempt to explore any Strange New Worlds. It just revisits Rigel 7, which we saw in The Cage. So the episode starts off with Pike, who's dating the other captain, having dinner, and she has been looked over for another promotion, apparently because she's dating Pike, because apparently nothing's changed in the last 500 years, because everything in the future, Starfleet has to reflect today's present politics, because nothing's gotten better in the future and everything's the same as it is now. So he, to save her career, breaks up with her. And then they get contacted from Starfleet because apparently they do a 5-year visual survey of Rigel 7 every 5 years because they can't scan through the atmosphere. And they find the gardens of one of the castles has a delta shield in the lawn. So they figure, well, we must have caused some cultural contamination, so we better go down and have a look. Now, apparently they went down before in uniform without hiding who they were and with the technology on display and everything, and they were attacked fairly quickly and escaped without everyone surviving. Now, this time they dress like the locals and they take reproductions of technology that the locals would carry and leave all their actual technology behind, like phasers and tricoders, which leaves them totally vulnerable, which is just stupid. They fly down in a shuttle. They land 6 hours away from the Game of Thrones Purple Castle, and they walk there. They have issues while they're walking there, and by the time they get to the castle, they're already having issues, and they discover that a yeoman survived, and he's used his Starfleet technology and knowledge to basically become the king. And he's ruling the castle, and he can't go back, of course, because he's broken all the rules, so he throws the crew out, because what they don't know is that apparently the planet has a natural, and this doesn't make any sense, the planet has a natural element that basically stops humans from being able to create and maintain memory. So people remember sort of what they are, but not who they are. Basically, somehow they knew that an asteroid that crashed on the planet thousands of years ago had an ore that would protect them from that. So they built the castle, and all the people inside the castle were able to maintain their memories, but all the people outside, who are basically being treated like slaves and being run on chain gangs, basically, they don't remember who they are. They live out in tents, and they forget who they are every day. So Pike and that are thrown out with them, but they managed through instinct to guide themselves back to the castle. They get in. Pike beats the yeoman and kicks him and beats him and kicks him and beats him, because apparently they need violence on this show, and normally Starfleet crew members can't deliver that, but because Pike doesn't know who he is, he just lays into him. Eventually he remembers who he is before he kills him, and the longer he spends in the castle, the more he gets his memory back. And I guess they used the helmets or something, because the officers who are running the chain gangs apparently use helmets made out of the ore, so they're not affected. So somehow they get back to the shuttle. So that's the planet side story. Now, on the ship, everyone forgets they lose their memories and forget who they are as well. And it starts off with Uhura, because apparently she's weaker than everyone else or something. But somehow Ortegas remembers who she is through talking to the ship's computer, and she actually goes back up to the bridge after fleeing in terror, and pilots the ship away from the planet, through the asteroid belt, through the planet. And that's actually a good scene, and they actually use the phasers to burst through an asteroid, which, they somehow managed to do without tearing off the nacelles or anything. But that's one good scene. And then once they get away from the planet, all the memories come back, and then Spock apparently creates some sort of field so that doesn't happen again. They pick up Pike, and that's sort of the end of the story. Except he actually gets back with the captain, because she gave him this medallion to stop, captains getting lost. That's some sort of ancient sort of thing. He remembered who she was, and it made him sort of revisit sort of, his sort of the decision, and they get back together. And that's probably the best shot in the episode, where they show them hugging inside Pike's cabin, and they pull out, and you see through the windows on the edge of the saucer section, you see where Pike's cabin is and everything. It just looks really great. So there's one good shot, one good scene, but the rest of the episode is pretty tedious because it's like that episode of Enterprise where the main cast was slowly de-evolved into primates, and the actors spend the whole episode acting like animals who can't talk and grunt and that. It's like that where you have to spend the whole episode watching people not know who they are and not be able to remember who they are. We know who they are, and seeing these people struggle with that for tens and tens of minutes is just tedious. It's not entertaining, it's not interesting, and it's just frustrating. The whole episode is frustrating, and just they could have just sent us down to a new planet instead of changing an established planet and so forth. It just wasn't very good. I'm going to go.